I love audiobooks. They've been my go-to for years, but I noticed something. When I switched to reading physical books, I started remembering more, focusing better, and actually enjoying the process in a way I hadn't before. So in this video, I'm sharing what happens when you read physical books, the science behind why it works, and why even if you still love audiobooks or a Kindle, adding physical books to your routine can completely change how you read and retain information. For a long time, audiobooks felt like the most efficient way for me to read. But when I finally slowed down and picked up a physical book, something changed almost immediately. And it wasn't what I expected at all. When I was listening to audiobooks, I'd sometimes zone out or I'd have to go back and re-listen to the missed details. And it's not a bad habit, it's just easy for your mind to wander when your ears are doing the work. But with a physical book, I found myself naturally paying attention. My eyes followed the words, my hands turned the pages, and suddenly the story or idea stick in a way that they didn't before. Research shows that reading engages your visual cortex, eye movements, and motor skills simultaneously. That multisensory input keeps your brain more focused than listening alone. So try reading in a distraction-free space. Even a Kindle works if you put your phone on Do Not Disturb or airplane mode. At first, I thought the difference was just about convenience. But after a few reading sessions, I noticed something deeper. Not while reading, but in how hard it was to get distracted. I'd finish audiobooks and think, I just listened to a bunch of content, but where did all of it go? Switching to physical books changed that. I could close the book and recall ideas, quotes, even the structure of chapters. Studies in cognitive psychology show that encoding information visually improves memory. Physically seeing the words and turning pages creates spatial and tactile cues that reinforce recall. So try pausing after a chapter or section and summarizing key points in your own words, either in a notebook or in the margins. That's when I realized the biggest difference wasn't speed or volume, it was what actually stayed with me when I closed the book. Audiobooks let me speed up to 1.5 or 2x speed. And I thought I was reading faster, but I realized I wasn't processing the ideas. Physical books force you to slow down, pause, and reflect. I even started jotting down notes in the margins recently, which are just pretty much little conversations with the author in my own words. Slower reading encourages deeper processing. When you take time with ideas, your brain forms stronger connections, making it easier to understand and remember. So don't rush. Read at a comfortable pace. Use sticky notes or a pen to jot reactions, questions, or insights as you go. And this part surprised me the most. It felt like my brain was working differently, even though I was reading the same kinds of ideas. Even though I still listen to audiobooks, having a physical book on my nightstand or here at my desk became a ritual. I grab it in the evening, read a few pages, sometimes a chapter, and look forward to that time. That tactile experience and visual cue makes reading more consistent, something I don't get from just headphones or an app. Habit formation research shows that visible cues trigger consistent behavior. The physical presence of a book creates a small but powerful environmental trigger. So keep your book somewhere you'll see it. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough to build momentum. Pair reading with a small ritual like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, a specific chair, or even a specific space like your office. This is also where I had to rethink how I was reading digitally, because not all reading environments are created equal. With audiobooks, I sometimes feel like I'm just hearing the words. With a physical book, I can engage with the story or ideas differently, pausing, highlighting, physically marking ideas, and feeling the physical weight of the book in my hands. That tactile interaction changes how your brain experiences what you read. Neuroscience suggests that active engagement with content like annotating, highlighting, or flipping pages strengthens memory and comprehension. The physical act of interacting with the book helps encode the material. So underline or highlight selectively. Write short reflections in the margins and engage with the book as a conversation, not just passive reading. I'm not saying give up audiobooks, because they're amazing for convenience. But if you want to retain more, focus better, and feel fully immersed, adding physical books to your reading routine makes a big difference. But if you like help making reading physical books a consistent habit, I want you to watch this video next where I share with you my 3-step system. Keep learning, keep growing, keep going, and I'll see you in the next one.